NBA Straya, how are you going? How you going? Are you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday, June 19, and Thursday basically means it's the weekend, but also it's my birthday tomorrow, so that's good. Happy birthday, Jim. Cheers, everybody. I love getting finals games on my birthday. It's awesome. Anyway, I'm your host, James Clemens, here in Larry Armour Studios with the big NBA Australia for you today. Big preview show for NBA Finals Game 6. Is this it? Maybe. Anyway, we'll talk that out in a second. The Lakers got sold. Emergency. The Lakers have been sold for $10 billion. Bloody hell. And we've got a great moment in NBA Australia stat history as well for you today, as promised on Tuesday's show. So we've got some quick yeah-nahs and an unpopular opinion of the day as well. But mostly, look, Lakers, Game 6, great moment in NBA Australia stat history. It's a fun one. So let's get into it. Episode 1291 of NBA Australia. Oh, let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack!
Whoa, you better watch out for the attack of the extremely fucking rich people. Holy shit. Let's start there with the daily. Is it a whip around, Jim? There it is. Yes, the Lakers. That's right.
The Lakers
Got sold for $10 billion. 10 billion. That's with a B. That's so much money. Remarkable gear. So Jeannie Buss and the Buss family are basically selling the majority ownership in the Lakers with a valuation of $10 billion, right? So this is huge because it is a record for a North American sports franchise. They are going to keep 15% for a period of time, and Jeannie Buss is going to stay in the role of governor for the Lakers for at least a number of years, apparently, which is part of the deal. And they've sold it to just one of those weird rich dudes who you've never heard a fucking thing about, but owns like everything. Mark Walter. He owns the Dodgers. You might remember they bought them back in the early teens for like $2 billion and has done nothing but spend a shit ton of money on them and make World Series after World Series and win a bunch of shit, right? So he's like the chairman and the CEO of like this thing, one of those fucked bullshit corporations that you don't know a fucking thing about, but has more money than God. TWG Global, which is like the most like anonymous sounding bullshit where you're just like, oh, you probably do a bunch of evil shit as well, don't you? It's like Globotech. But either way, they own the Dodgers, the Sparks, the Billie Jean Cup, the Cadillac Formula One team, and the Professional Women's Hockey League, right? So they own parts of all this sort of stuff. So they just have fucking shit tons of money. He's also the CEO of Guggenheim Partners, right? Which is part of what Magic Johnson's part of. They have like $325 billion in assets, all this sort of shit. And he's been a Lakers minority owner since 2021, where he bought the AEG shares, which was like 26%. And that was at a valuation that was like pretty fucking mega then. And he had first right of refusal. So a pretty interesting like machination, if you will, of like ownership of a sports team where he's bought into it at a pretty fucking high number as well, right? Where I think it's 27% is sold to Walter, etc., at a $5 billion valuation. Then a couple of years later, it's a $10 billion valuation. He gets like the other 65% or whatever, 66%. So, what does this all mean, Jim? Well, it means that the Lakers, we always knew they were going to sell it, if they ever did sell, out of the Buss family for a horrifyingly large amount of money. And $10 billion is so fucking much that it's ridiculous. Like, what are the other ones that you could feasibly see selling for more than 10 billion? Like, we just saw the Celtics go for 6 billion. There's no other, like, I don't even think the Knicks, maybe the Knicks, because I think they do own MSG. The crazy part about this is the Lakers sold for 10 billion and they don't own the Staples Center, which is fucking nuts. But either way, so they've been valuated at 10 billion. Who could go for that? Probably the Dallas Cowboys, maybe the Yankees. I'm just saying the Red Sox, you should probably sell now after you just completely fuck around. Trade Mookie Betts, trade Rafael Devers. What are you doing? Anyway, but 10 billion is such a huge number, and why does this matter? It's basically the affirmation of Adam Silver. I finally made all the money for everybody. Adam Silver going, cool. Now we 100% can sell our expansion franchises for a $6 billion expansion fee, and I'll just get all of my owners paid a combined $12 billion that they don't have to share with the players. So this is huge. This is just another big reaffirmation for Adam Silver. It's like, yeah, we've got all this locked-in TV money. The Lakers, $10 billion. Hey, you'd be stupid not to buy this expansion team for $6 billion. It could be worth double in like 10 years. And to be honest, he's not bloody wrong. But I'll tell you what an awesome, like, I don't know if you watched Winning Time or if you've read anything about the Lakers. Jerry Buss bought them from Jack Kent Cooke back in, it's like 46 years ago, something like that. $67.5 million he bought the Lakers for. It also included the Forum, etc. $67.5 million. And now, in 2025, it's being sold for $10 billion. That is just, well, at a valuation of $10 billion. Absolutely incredible. Absolute chaos. $10 billion is so much fucking money. Do you reckon that Mark Cuban is sort of now sitting there just going, what the fuck? Why the fuck did I sell Dallas? I'm an idiot. Right? What was that, a $4 billion valuation? Since then, the Celtics go for 6, the Lakers go for 10. Probably just cost himself a cool Billy. Just saying. Anyway, so Lakers, $10 billion. I'll talk about this again later, but geez, pretty weird, and there's definitely nothing sus about them getting traded Luka Doncic, a new superstar, for a bag of fucking chips and then being valued at $10 billion and selling, is there? Nothing sus there. Nothing sus there.
The Lakers stink!
Anyway, Tyrese Haliburton. So we're getting into the preview part of the show now. Tyrese Haliburton had his calf strain confirmed, is officially listed as questionable, will likely be a game-time decision for Game 6 of the NBA Finals tomorrow morning. This is coming from Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Indiana Pacers. So, apparently Tyrese Haliburton went through practice yesterday, which was basically just like standing, shooting, running through some, basically a lot of film work and also some walkthroughs and stuff of plays. So, he is apparently undergoing every treatment known to man about trying to get up for this. And I've got two concerns about the calf thing, right? So, obviously we've seen in the past when someone's gone into a game with a calf strain and they've tried to play through it, they've either exacerbated it or you think about OG Anunoby last year, right? Just basically worked as a decoy, was just completely fucking cooked. And worst case, they play through it and they turn into Kevin Durant and tear their fucking Achilles. So, I don't know. I've pinged a calf once. It sucked. I'm also not a high-performance athlete anymore. That much is very fucking obvious, Jim. I can't hear you say. But either way, Haliburton's game as well. Like, I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel very, very pessimistic about Haliburton before he hurt this calf. Couldn't do a fucking thing against this OKC defense, and specifically Lou, I'm a fucking NFL linebacker Dort. Now he's got one leg. How do you think that's going to fucking go? Probably not great. No, I don't think it will. So yeah, very, very, very tough there for Tyrese Haliburton. And I'm not entirely convinced that he will really help his team. And I am curious to see exactly what they do if they do go the full OG Anunoby, use him as a decoy. I feel like it was, however, a little bit overblown about him being once he came back from hurting himself in that game the other day, yes, he didn't hit a shot from the floor. Yes, Johnny Furphy made more shots in that game than Tyrese Haliburton. But I feel like it was a little bit overrated about like, oh, he's such a detriment. It's like, yeah, he wasn't great, but they're basically just going, run to the corner on defense on Dort and don't fuck up. And then also, but on offense, it was just, he was so limited. So I don't know. I would probably go, Tyrese, it's up to you. How good are you going to be? Give me a percentage. If it's below 85, I just don't know if I'm going to play you. But it's the finals. Grit through it, see what you can get. Or do I just go the other way and go, fuck it, we're just going with TJ and Nembhard as our point guards. Sit down, dickhead. We don't want another KD situation, right? Tough one. Speaking of KD, nothing on the trade front there as of yet. There was an interesting one about Toronto kicking the tires on one. Big RJ Barrett, Pirtle, number 9 pick package. Sounds pretty good if you're Phoenix, if you ask me. But otherwise, look, here we are. And my other little bit was, before we get into the actual Game 6 preview, LeBron. I love it. LeBron was bemoaning rings culture. Oh, it's never enough. Mate, this is the same fucking idiot who sat up on a stage with D-Wade and Chris Bosh and was like, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, and then won 2 rings. A bloke who's completely fucked over a number of different cities in order to go win another ring. And now he's like, geez, I just don't get what the focus is on about the rings. Don't you, LeBron? Don't you? Yeah, what the fuck are you on about? You're off your fucking head.
I know for a fact. I'm just guessing also, really.
I get his point, though. Like, his point is essentially like, look, if you don't win a ring, it doesn't make you any less of a player. 100 fucking %. Charles Barkley. That weirdo fucking Karl Malone. But you think about the all-time greats that never won a ring, it's a pretty actual small fucking list at this point, right? Chris Paul. If you think about MVPs throughout the years, not many of them haven't won a title. And yeah, so you can see why the focus is there on them. Just saying. Anyway, it does sort of stink that Charles Barkley, who, by the way, it gets so fucking quickly brushed under the rug that Chuck was also, like, when he went to like Houston and shit like that, was 100% ring chasing. Like, what are we doing here? So weird that we collectively forget that sort of shit. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do our Game 6 preview for the NBA Finals. This is a fascinating setup for a Game 6, and it also kind of sucks, doesn't it, right? The Haliburton injury really casts a pall over the top of this Game 6 because not at full strength, you just look at OKC and just go, well, they're just going to fuck up Indy, aren't they? Look what they've done the last 2 games. And then, if you cast your mind back to nearly a year ago, when Tyrese Haliburton got hurt and was out of this series in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Boston Celtics, the Pacers were pretty good. Both those games were at home as well. I'll talk about those in a second. But everything revolves around Haliburton for the Pacers, and it's just the Thunder have completely done a job on him. Now that he's injured, I'm taking all the Haliburton unders for this game that I can possibly get. Like points, assists, rebounds, give me all the unders. The bloke hasn't scored on the left side of the fucking court all series long. Not once. That is fucking insane, right? So I think the obvious thing is the Haliburton unders that I'll be looking at. But as I said, right, these 2 games that they played at the end of last year without Haliburton at home in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers lost both of them to the Celtics, right? They get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But both the games are really fucking close. And it's one of those other sort of things that we've all collectively just ignored or forgotten. They lose the game 3, 114-111 against the Celtics. Tatum has a massive game. Horford has a huge game. And the Celtics bench did fucking nothing on the road in that game. Whereas the Pacers, They had 4 dudes score over 22 points. It was crazy. They had 32 from Nemhard. Remember the Nemhard game 3 last year? It was off chops. He had 32 points, 9 assists, and hit 4 threes. They only hit 5 threes as a team as well, which is crazy. They got 22 and 10 from Miles Turner. They got 22 and 6 from Siakam, and they got 23, 9 and 6 from TJ McConnell off the bench. Now, I would argue this team is a better version of last year's team without Haliburton. Toppin is feeling himself a lot better. TJ McConnell has been really, really good. Ben Shepherd, look, you have to play him a little bit more. You feel okay about that to a degree. And then in game 4, the same thing sort of happened again. They only lose by 3 again, 105-102. And I feel like this game 4 is a little bit more indicative of what we could see in this one, right? Because you get a 19 and 10 from Siakam, 24 and 10 from Nemhard. He hits 3 of 6 from downtown in that game. You get a 14 and 6 from Naismith. You get 15 from TJ, 15, 5 and 4. You get 12 from Obi Toppin with 7 rebounds. Shepherd hits a 3. Turner's not as good in this one. And I feel like this is where we're probably going to go with this. So I think for game 6, you'll see a lot more Nemhard. He had a horrible, horrible game 5 down the stretch. Those 4 straight turnovers that they had, 2 of them I think were like specifically Nemhard, or Nemhard was involved, and it was just a train wreck. But in this one, we're going his over points, his over assists, and probably over his rebounds, because I think the last game, 24, 10, and 6, right? I think you've got to go the Nemhard and TJ overs just to fill in for the Tyrese Haliburton. You know that Rick Carlisle, master coach, will basically have like completely like war gamed out what happens if Haliburton's limited. And even if he's not limited, they're going to have to not play him like fucking 36 minutes, right? You'll see a lot more Nemhard. You'll see a lot more TJ McConnell. So we're going to go the overs for TJ's points as well and TJ's assists. Nemhard, a couple of threes, I think, in there as well. You just sort of saw him with the ball in his hand a lot more in those 2 games last year. Miles Turner is a really fascinating case for this game too. You're at home for game 6. You're up against the wall. He showed us a glimpse in game 5. A glimpse. He hit a 3. It's like, thank God it's happening again. And he was a little bit more assertive. I would keep an eye on Miles Turner for a 10-plus point, 6-plus rebound sort of performance, 2-plus threes as well. And then so much of this revolves around your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Remember him? Pascal Siakam. We absolutely nailed him game 5 with the points, rebounds, assists. We're probably going to go over for that again. I think so much of their offense is going to have to come from Siakam in this game. I'm going his over in the points as well. I think this is a big, big, big Siakam moment, to the point where if obviously you sort of look at the way the OKC defense has been structured, you're throwing Dort on Haliburton. If Haliburton's not there or Haliburton's limited, Dort is just like, all right, time for me to stop Siakam. J-Dub, do you want to help? And off they go. Be interesting, but I still think he's good enough to get it done. Toppin off the bench, 10-plus points. Interesting sort of look there. But at least 2-plus threes. We know that he can shoot the piss out of it when he's kind of vibing it. He's hit 5 threes in a game already. I reckon 2-plus threes for Toppin, 10 and 6 for him as well. It just sort of feels like the way that Indy can win this game 6 with Haliburton limited as he is just drag into the mud, ride their crowd, hope that OKC just have one of those weird blip games that they just do have every so often where it just all sort of doesn't look as crisp. It's like letting blood out of a stone on offense sometimes. And if they can hit enough threes, if they're role players, Naismith as well, I haven't actually even mentioned him, but 10-plus points, 6-plus rebounds for him, 2 made threes for Naismith too. If you can get your sort of other 4 guys, as we saw in that game 3 against Boston last year, if you get 4 dudes to have pretty decent offensive games, you have a really good chance of keeping this game close, if not winning it. As for OKC, who wins the MVP if they win this game? What does J-Dub have to do in Game 6 to snatch away the NBA Finals MVP in a Jaylen Brown-esque fashion? Would he have to drop another 40 piece? If he did, if he drops like a 46-5 in this game, J-Dub, and Shea just has like 22, 23, 24 points, would J-Dub win your Finals MVP? Because I'm just saying, Maybe. Yeah, nah. Perhaps. I still think, look, J-Dub has been fantastic these last 3 games. I feel like his points, it might be a bit tougher in a closeout game 6. And I feel like overall for OKC, you might see them just clench a little bit. They also do feel like a team where they don't get as tight as other teams we've seen in the past. They're almost so young that they're not kind of afraid of the moment a lot of the time. But if they start result watching and going, oh my God, if we win this, we're champions. Oh shit. Stuff might just start going a little awry. I still think J-Dub assists over and rebounds over. His points, I'm probably going to steer clear because I'm not entirely convinced on the road he steps up again and goes bang. Shea, again, his assists and rebounds, I feel okay about that. His points, it's a really high number. I'm probably just going to lean off it a little bit. Chet, look, your guess is as good as mine. Like, the bigs for OKC have been so up and down. On the road is going to get very, very sketchy. So 10 and 5 for Chet's probably his baseline. The ones that I'm really, really interested in, though, is obviously our Wheel of Fortune of Death. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. Of the role players for OKC. Who's going to step up in this game? For me, Caruso's the obvious one. Points, rebounds, assists for Caruso over. 10-plus points over. Is it Cason Wallace? Is it Aaron Wiggins? Who's going to hit the threes? Do we see Isaiah Joe again? Is it a Hartenstein? Hello, with a 6 and 6. I'm not entirely sure. On the road is always really, really tough to sort of judge, but I think Caruso, with his championship experience and his veteran know-how, is the one that steps up and actually has a decent game. His points, rebounds, assists, I'm probably going to go over with Caruso. A couple of threes, 10-plus points if you want to go that way. That's where we go. So, after all that, Jim, what do you think actually happens? Well, the line... So when we did the show on Tuesday, the line opened at 4.5 points with OKC favourites to close out these finals. It's now 6.5. And that, for my reckoning, feels just, to be honest, a skerrick too high. Where the Pacers win game 1 by 1 point. Thunder turn around, kick the crap out of them by 16 in game 2. Pacers win game 3. By 9, and then the Pacers lose game 4 by 7 in just a horrifying Benny Mathurin shit show at the end of that game. And then game 5, they get it down to 2, then the turnovers fuck them up. I think those Boston games last year in the Eastern Conference Finals without Haliburton are pretty interesting indicators as to whether or not they can keep this game close, because I think that they can. I'm now going to go with the Pacers plus 6.5 in this game. Tyrese Haliburton with his under of points and assists, 25.5. I'm going way under all this. The points total. What do we think of this one? I'll tell you what, it has gone under, I think, a couple of times here. The last game went over eventually, which was brutal because they got off to such a fast start. But otherwise, I think we've now gone, 2 and 3 over-unders. So this one is 221.5. And again, if you cast your mind back to those Eastern Conference Finals games, 114-111 was game 3. 105-102 was game 4. And if you believe in the Thunder, I would probably go their team total over, and I would probably go the total over, because it could just turn into a massive blowout where the Thunder go, cool, no Haliburton, fucking no problems for us. We'll key in on the other dudes, ruin their lives. Nembhard doesn't scare us. We can force turnovers. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to win this game. And they just run away with it. Otherwise, if you, like me, think that Indy can probably drag this in the mud, it's probably going Indy plus 6.5 and the under, where they try to keep it that 105-102 game that we saw last year against Boston. So I think that's where we land. We will still do tomorrow morning's video where we have the vibes, the finals in a minute video, where we'll sort of have our last read on it. We might know whether or not Haliburton is good to go or not by then, but even if he isn't, I still think this Pacers team's got punches left to throw. They're just that sort of fucking team. And I've spent this entire playoff run like underestimating them and then just going, I'm not going to underestimate them. And the last two games they should have covered, but Benny Mathurin completely fucked it. He's actually the other one that I didn't mention, these player props. At home, no Haliburton. Mathurin's going to have to be a huge part of this Indy offense. That's either really good because he could have like the 27 point in 22 minute game, or it could be a fucking disaster and he goes 2 of 11 from the floor like he did in game 5. I would probably, he's good for a couple of good games in a series. They could easily get a decent Mathurin game without Haliburton there, and he really sort of helps keep them afloat. That's a way to a bit of a win if you're the Pacers and forcing game 7. He could 100% be the X factor there, right? Mathurin could absolutely step up, forces game 7, and then they get their asses kicked by OKC in OKC. I think that's where we might go. I think Mathurin gives them a little bit of something at home. Hopefully doesn't submarine them, and I think helps them actually cover in this one. So we're going to go Indy plus 6.5. We're probably going to go the under, and it's going to be a fucking great game. I can't wait. I love a good birthday finals game. I'm excited. Send in the rest of your vibes, but remember you can follow all the vibes that we're going to have. All of this will be up on Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. You can look at it, follow, copy if you want to. Check it all out. You can sign up using the link in our show description or the link in our bio as well. Help keep this pirate ship afloat. If that's your thing, go check it out. Otherwise, what do you think? Indy plus 6.5 and the under. Whew. Basically, this is a bit of Optimus Jim going, give us a game 7, mister. And me trusting that Adam Silver is like, yes, I just sold the Lakers for $10 billion. I've got a game 7. Let's go. I'm the greatest commissioner ever. Thanks, Adam. The SGA MVP versus J-Dub. I still think SGA's got that sort of locked away if they win game 6. If they force game 7, I'm just saying, if Siakam is really fucking good in this game, and then they have a bit of a puncher's chance in a game 7, winner take all, who knows? But either way, I think where we've landed, Indy plus 6.5. If you think OKC blow them out without Haliburton there, I'm not going to argue with you. I will probably do the thing that I've done a couple of times this series, is probably go right. I do like Indy. That's the official pick. And there's a little bit of a hedge, like OKC in a bit of a minus 14.5, minus 15.5 blowout kind of vibe. And their team over. Right. There you go. Let's get game 7. I'm excited for this. I want to see it. And let's take a quick break, come back with some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You listen to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do it. Let's do some quick yeah-nahs. Brought to you by you. That's right. You can sign up and shout us a beer, shout us a coffee. You don't even have to sign up. You can just shout us a beer or shout us a coffee. The link is in our bio. Appreciate all the legends who have actually signed up to the membership level where you get a unique podcast every month. We will have that, I think, at the start of next week for the first one of that. So sign up now. Go check it out. The link's in the bio. Shout us a beer, shout us a coffee. Check it out and help support the show. Right, Dan D. Send in a good yeah-nah. Yeah-nah, Nico Harrison has a lot to answer for. I mean, yes. In general, yes. But every day, I have to trawl through so many mock trades involving anyone and everyone. Surely it's more than usual because of the Luka trade. Now, every NBA analyst wants to throw their far-fetched idea out there because you know if Luka happened, so could this. Yeah, nah. Yes. Holy shit. I don't know how you guys feel, but every time I'm on the internet, there is so much fuckery out there now. And people are so much more willing to look at it or engage with it because of the fucking Luka trade. Not everything is as far-fetched as that actually happening. Because that actually happened, anything can fucking happen. So now you've got actual, as Dan points out, analysts out there going, well, Giannis to the Spurs, Giannis to the Knick, KD to the Lakers, fuck it. You know, that sort of shit. And it's like, I don't know what's happened in like the last 2 years, but it's only gotten worse and worse and worse. And it's hit a shitty fucking crescendo after the fucking Luka trade. And it annoys me knowing, like, the internet's a fucking shit show anyway, but god damn, it's fucking bad now. Quite literally, just actual fake news. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's horrible out there. Anyway, that's a good shout by Dan D. Nico, this is his fault again too. Because of the Luka trade, we're all fucking like, shit, this could happen too. Why the fuck not? I am Matty S. Good one from Twitter. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, nah, the MVP curse is about to kick in. Indy in 7. Yeah, nah. I forgot about the MVP curse. You win the MVP, you're not winning the title. So, Indy in 7 is still in play. Right? We know that they know how to play without Haliburton. But so much of my point about Indy this year has been when one of their dudes is like a little bit limited, a little bit if he's just not playing or if he's actually on the court and limited, they look like dog shit. And this is kind of like me almost trying to go, right, well, we've seen them last year step up while dudes were injured. Now, this year, they had moments where they were just not very good when they had dudes injured. And then they got healthy and they've been fucking unstoppable. Can they just capture that magic from last year where they weren't shit when dudes were injured? Maybe. So Indy in 7? Yeah, nah, fuck it. Let's go Indy in 7. Come on. Make it happen. Because remember, this is the Sonics curse as well. Fuck OKC. Another quick yeah, nah. How stoked are you for the draft, Jim? And does KD get traded before then? Yeah, nah, yes. Kevin Durant. So we've got the draft is in a week's time, right? It's the 26th, so next Thursday. It will definitely happen before then because Phoenix is going to go into this draft going, well, we've got these picks. We want to make them. We've done all of our homework. We're taking these dudes. And it's got to be basically with Kevin Durant picks, right? So it's definitely going to happen. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Would you sell the Lakers? Yeah, nah. Couldn't you just sell like another quarter of the team at a value? Like, what do you need $10 billion for? Like, don't you have $10 billion so you can have a sports team? Right? I mean, I don't know. It sort of comes down to what is the point of money? Like, what would you do with it? Like, are you going to go buy an island? Like, you're already rich as fuck. Like, you can probably buy an island already. It's just, I don't know. Isn't owning the Lakers kind of like the end point? Oh, but I sold it for $10 billion. Great. Now you got $10 billion. You know who's also got a bunch of money and no sports teams? Lots of other fucking losers. I don't know. So I kind of think my unpopular opinion is I don't know if I'd sell. Of course, I fucking just am a massive nuff and love sport, but geez, I kind of feel like that's the end point, the end game of it all. Anyway, Outback Takehouse time. Let's do it. It's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh yeah, 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. No prick in Australia knows what the fuck these things are. What is it? Some sort of deep fried onion made to look like a flower? You fucking yanks are off your head, and they're only at Outback. 2 for 1 bloomin' onions, only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is, there is absolutely nothing suspect about Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers and then the Lakers being sold for $10 billion. Absolutely nothing sus. There is absolutely no proof to the idea that Adam Silver orchestrated the Luka trade to the Lakers to ensure that they would be sold for $10 billion so he could then charge $6 billion at the very, very, very least for his expansion teams. There is no proof about that whatsoever. That definitely didn't drive all of this. That's definitely not why Luka Doncic is on the Lakers. It didn't happen. Only at Outback. Prove me wrong, Adam. Prove me wrong. All right, let's do a great moment in NBA Straya stat history. Great moments in NBA Straya stat history. All right. Cast your mind back to 2014. What a finals that was. That was an absolute trouncing, wasn't it? Not Lakers. Miami Spurs. I was thinking Lakers because LeBron was on that team. And this game 5 of the 2014 NBA Finals, there was a moment, right? So Patty Mills goes absolutely off his fucking head in that game and has like one of the all-time great moments in NBA Australia stat history to close out the Miami Heat and essentially close the door on LeBron James's stint in Miami. And I feel like this is pretty underplayed in all the storytelling of Patty Mills' career. He killed the Heat dead. He and Kawhi and Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony Pacquiao. But in this game 5, Patty Mills had 17 points in 17 minutes. And I think the most crucial aspect of that game was early on, right? Patty comes on, and I think it was the Heat who were down obviously 3-1 in this series. It's a closeout game. The Heat came out absolutely en fuego, shooting flames out their ass. Like, start off 8-0. It's an 11-2 start. 19-5. Holy shit. Patty Mills comes on. He misses his first shot. Misses his second shot. Hits his next one. He completely changes the facet of this game. They were 22-15 down at that point. He hits his first 3 of this game. Boom. It's 25-18. Oh, Patty Mills. And then he gets fucking real going, right? Because after that, he comes back in, gets a rebound, misses another shot, and then comes back into the game in the third quarter and proceeds to light them the fuck up. 2-point shot. 2, 3, 3, 3. Goes whoopang and absolutely kills the Heat stone fucking dead. I think it was a 14-point game when he comes in and makes his first shot of the third quarter. And then by the time he's hit his last shot, they're up by 20 and they've won the title basically. It's 73-53 towards the end of the third quarter. Patty Mills put the fucking nail in the coffin of the Wade, LeBron, Bosch, Miami Heat. Not 1, not 2, not 3. No, it was actually just 2. Yeah. 17 points in 17 minutes, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 6 of 10 shooting, 5 of 8 from downtown, and some of the greatest highlights you'll see. That was a great moment in NBA Australia stat history. Patrick, Sammy Mills, NBA champion, and took Aaron Baines along with him for the ride, and then got Julian DeStoop looking like a fucking moron on the telly. Good stuff. Love that. All right, let's quickly do a Patty Mills Game Day, Baller Game Day Twitter check-in before we get out of here. Patty with a good hair. Patty. Oh, looking good. Just nice photos about him and being named the general manager of the University of Hawaii basketball. That's pretty good. What else we got? Who else we got out there? What's going on? It's Chris Anstey. Yep, he's got his... Oh, yeah, there you go. There's a plug for Chris and Hotel Trentham. If you're around there, go check it out. Game 6. He'll be opening the pub. Go watch it with Chris. We had a fucking great time there back Monday for Game 2. That was the most fun ever. A million beers. It was great, so go check it out. All right. That's it, I think. So I guess the final pick is, for this one, Indiana plus 6.5. We'll go the under. Doesn't surprise me if OKC win a tight one. In much the same way as Boston won those games 3 and 4 last year in the Eastern Conference Finals without Haliburton playing. They could also run them out of the building. Without Haliburton, it all could just fall apart. I want to give Indiana just one more little fucking game of credit. We'll give them a plus 6.5 and hope for the best. So remember, you can follow all the vibes, all the picks, all that sort of good stuff over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Australia. The link is in our bio and in our show description if you want to sign up. Be much appreciated. Could be the last NBA game that we have all the picks for until fucking October. So, just saying, get around it. All right, but otherwise, that'll do us for today. That's the preview show done. That's the Lakers being sold for $10 billion, which is insane. What a bloody world. There you go. Anyway, we'll be back on deck tomorrow. We'll have a quick finals in a minute video in the morning, and then we'll have a wrap up of Game 6 for you tomorrow. That's right, Jim's working on his birthday. Working hard. Working hard to make a living. Jim is working on his birthday. He'll drink some tins, cause some sins. He'll get away pretty fucking hammered and shit and cause all sorts of havoc. That's what I'm going to do. Whoa, he's a working class Jim. Yep. Anyway. Songbird of my generation. Anyway, NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Get around them, jump in there, throw some DMs of nahs and shit for Game 6 for us. We'll answer them on tomorrow's show, obviously. Rate, review the show on Apple Podcasts, your fucking Apple Music, your Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever app you're using, the Android phone. Rate, review, star, subscribe, all that good stuff, please. It does help out. I don't ask for much. You can support the show by shouting us a coffee, buying us a beer. The link for that is in our bio as well. And, of course, the same thing goes for the Dabble. You can follow all the vibes there over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. Sign up using the link in our bio there too. Thanks always to From Oslo for the intro and outro song They Rule. So to House Hats, Joshua Dorentis, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa 6 Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear, so smash them on Apple Music and Spotify. NBA Straya Sports Australian bands. So should you. And we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads, for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. What a day. It's Jim's birthday. It could be the final game of the NBA season. We could be crowning the Oklahoma City Thunder, my zombie Sonics, as NBA champions. But come on, Indy. We believe. All right. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would you? And let a horse on. Come on, Pacers. G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Straya. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old Dabble, use that code NBA Straya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Straya, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?